camera, yeah. Alright, so what we got for you today, you've seen it on the channel before. It's Myutant deck profile. This is updated for what I took to locals. I got first place. My locals, like I said in the one of the previous videos, we have like a pretty competitive scene. But this performed pretty well. So I'll get into it. I'll also show you what I sided for the tournament.
Yeah, and keep in mind, before we even get into it, I do want to say that before we get to the extra deck, we are thinking about implementing this.
Get that here. Alright, so triple M-05. This searches you any mutant monster. Yeah, so basically what you do is like when you summon it, normal specimen, it searches one of your mutant monsters, and then you contribute this, banish a mutant card, spell, trap, or monster, and then get a corresponding monster. And then ST-46, essentially the same thing, except it searches one of the spell or trap cards. This one's the best one.
Yes, ST-46, my old high school nickname.
This definitely is by far the best one in the entire deck because the spell and trap cards are so like broken. So, but it also does the same, tribute, banish, and you get a corresponding monster. Now for the big boys, Arsenal was dead in like 2 of my matchups because I played against 2 Cyber Dragons. So you can't really bring out Arsenal because they'll just suck it up. But so most of the time I had to use like this field spell to like bump this over like 3k, or just sit on a 3k booty.
Yes, Myutant missed my old college nickname.
And then Mutant Beast really is like the best big boy because he really overperformed because he's your only like negation.
I think I had the worst time with Mutant Mist. I didn't even know that Arsenal was a machine, so it didn't really register to me for a while.
See, because when you activate when you activate a monster effect, like you can banish the card, but it doesn't negate it. But it does get rid of the problem. And this one, when you activate a spell, you can negate it. But banish one of your mutant cards, and then you know, it negates it. But this one lets you draw. That never came up. I basically just used him because he was big. Up next, this is completely different from last time. I actually main decked the Gamma package just because I wanted to ensure that my extravagance always went through. It never came up. No one ever had the hand trap, so most of the time I had like a dead Gamma in hand, unfortunately. So either that means I'm really good or whatever. Next up, triple D shifter. Didn't see this card once. Didn't see it at all. It would have been an auto win if I did, because my matchups, they just wouldn't have been able to play through it.
Actually, yeah, I don't remember you.
I didn't open it up once. I opened it up like in the mid game, and then basically all I did was like, even though it's like a dead card in your hand, mutants are really good because you can banish it to get your mutant beast out. So it still serves a purpose in this deck. Like it's good enough. I'm not gonna cut it, but I didn't see it at all. Triple ghost spell. This card didn't do anything for me like all weekend. I sided it out for Ash like immediately, like after every one of my games. I really mained it for the striker matchup. Didn't see any of those.
Well, I just absolutely adore ghost spell.
Yeah, I mean I like it, but it'll probably go into the side deck next time.
Honestly, even when she's not effective for the deck, I'll play her. They're like, you can't use that. I'm like, so I just did.
Yeah. Triple extravagance. You got to. You just need 2 cards. I thought about like 2 of these and like 1 prosperity. But prosperity lets you dig, and then you get to pick out 1 card. But the 2 cards is just so important in this deck.
Well, what if instead you swap this out for Pot of Greed?
Then I'd be mad.
And?
This is Pot of Greed. What are you talking about, bro?
No.
Next up, 2 Evolution Lab. This card's crazy. This card in testing, it doesn't do that much, but the weekend, like it really overperformed. Because not necessarily a special summon effect, but a lot of the times I would have like a big boy in my hand, and you can put the big boy on the bottom of the deck to draw a card. And like every single time I did that, I would draw into like some crazy floodgate or just some like card that kind of sent me over the top. And so it really put in work.
And of course, if you're familiar with the classic Game Boy Advance game, Yu Yu Hakusho Tournament Tactics, you know that the floodgate is the worst kind of level.
Yeah. So aside from that, Italy, I only saw this card like in one game, and it like turned into like a +4. It turned into a +4. This card's crazy. Cause we were down to like I think the dude he only had like 2 cards. I think 1 card on the field and 1 card in hand, and I had 1 card in hand and I top deck Italy, and I went into like ST, added M-05, normal summon M-05, add a monster, and then like that's already like 3, and then I was able to get another. It was just crazy. It was honestly insane. And I think I had a Mutant Lab too, so I was able to like tribute one of the babies off, Mutant Lab 1 back, use it to effect search. It was nuts. It was nuts. Mutant Fusion, I didn't use this card once. Matter of fact, I had to banish this for cost one time. Well, I had to banish this to get my mist out. It was just kind of dead.
You definitely didn't use Mutant Fusion.
Yeah, Mutant Fusion.
But I never saw you use it.
Yeah, Mutant Fusion, I just feel like it's just like too much. Like it's just too much investment. Like especially in the early game. And by the time you get your big boy out, like, well, I'll explain when you get there. But I was signing this out a lot. I was honestly signing that out a lot. Triple Dare can only be won. This literally won me a game. Played against Kane first round. He normal summoned Astro. Cause he had he special summoned. He discarded special summon Astro. On the resolution of that summon, there can only be 1.
Oh yeah, if you hadn't done that, I would have won the match.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything after that, and then game 3, like I just had him game 3, but this saved me game 2. That's literally the only thing I had. And matter of fact, I sat behind this for like 4 turns.
As a matter of fact, we very easily could have been first and second in the other direction.
yeah. So I sat with this for like 4 turns, but whatever. 3 Solemn Strike. Didn't really do anything for me. Like the entire.
You stopped like one of my summons. You stopped like a fusion summon from me, I think. But ultimately, I was like, well, like. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you stopped it on the first game, so it kind of didn't matter because I ended up having something else available.
Yeah, it didn't really do what I thought it was going to do, to be honest. Triple Mutant Cry, this card put in work. This card was nuts. In testing, I didn't know how nuts this card was, but it is, because you can let them do their thing. I let, like, you just let them keep on doing their thing, and then you Mutant Cry into your synthesis. Yeah. And that's just immediate disruption. You just pop one of their cards, and then it's unaffected by whatever you want it to be, basically.
And if you're the type of person who really likes tentacles, need I say more?
Yeah. And also, like, and all the monsters give you like crazy recursion, so you'll always get it back. Mutant Expansion, this card was just
expansion. You played expansion a lot of.
Yeah. I didn't realize
expansion was always there.
I didn't realize how nuts it was. Like in testing, when you're home alone, like going through test hands, you're like, man, this card's kind of slow.
Yeah.
But it literally is kind of like personal spoofing. You just
for sure.
So like, I think one time like on their turn, like I activated, I was playing a Cyber Dragon, activated expansion, brought me out a baby added 1 to my hand, and that was in their end phase. So when I like plussed during their turn, and then I just kept on. It was a snowball. There's really nothing they could do at that point. And 1 trap trick to get into the Mutant Cry. That's how busted Mutant Cry is. Get into the extra deck. 1 IP. Extra deck did not matter. I only went into 2 cards.
Yeah, no.
I only went into 2 cards, so you can literally play whatever you want. 1 IP, 1 Cross Sheep. 1 Never Unicorn.
And if you've made it this far,
Phoenix Unicorn.
And if you've made it this far into the video, make sure you comment Griffin down below.
Yeah. 1 BLS. I don't know why. I didn't use any of these.
Like nothing at all. I don't think you did the extra deck at all when I was playing.
No, I did have the Gambit Extravagance, and the dude, he was holding his hand like he had an Ash, and I was like, oh please please fucking use Ash. I can finally use Gamma. But I wasn't able to, so.
When that guy
whatever.
hit Effect Veiler on my core.
That hurts.
On my core, so I couldn't.
And then he's no longer Cyber Dragon.
Yeah, I was like, I'm still gonna bring out these 2 other cores.
3 Ultimus. I went into him once and it was overkill. Like, by the time this card hits the board, the match is over.
Yeah, it's like.
Because he's not a once per turn negate. You can just keep banishing your cards. So they activate a trap card, banish one of your mutant trap cards, they activate a spell, banish one of your mutant spells, they activate a monster effect, banish one of your mutant monsters. When he's destroyed, you get one of each back.
Well, I think of this kind of like playing it with Dark Lord. By the time you get to the first Dark Lord, like it's kind of over.
Except this dude's way better.
But I'm saying like there's no real reason to like go that far.
Yeah, and he's 3,500.
And that being first Dark Lord's 4.
Yeah, but so this like really puts the pressure on. So late game when you're down in card advantage and then he hits the board, it's kind of over because this plays out of the graveyard.
Yeah. And for me, I think I do want to say real quick, if you haven't already watched our Dark Lord video, go check that out.
Yeah, go check that out. Update comes soon. Yeah. So just broken. By the time he hits the board, the game's over. 3 synthesis. You'll go in this to way more often because this is like your disruption.
Dark Lord gadget deck.
God no. So this one on summon it pops a card, and then when your opponent activates a card effect like monster spell and trap, you can banish one of those cards and this isn't affected by it anymore.
Yes.
And when he's destroyed, you can recur one of your mutant. I think it's any mutant card. Yeah, it's literally any mutant card from your banish zone. You can bring that back. So Zek's like crazy recursive. Guy opened up Harpy's Feather Duster like first game, and these are the last 3. These are just my silly cards because the extra deck doesn't matter.
Keep in mind the Cyber Source is gonna go right here, but
yeah. So no, it's not. So for some reason, everybody was playing Cyber Dragons, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna side into Waking the Dragon. So when they use Chimera Attack, they're gonna pop my Awaken the Dragon, and then I'm gonna.
I wouldn't.
Game time.
I wouldn't have used Mega Fleet.
Or I would have Game time, but it never came out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mega Fleet just isn't super feasible against this deck.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting a bunch of links on, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And then side deck. Ash. Ooh. I sided in every single time. This is the best hand trap. Let's confirm. That and Effect Veiler, this is the best hand traps.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Effect Veiler's kind of broken.
Accurate's right here.
3 Dark Ruler and more. This is original. I never sided into that. Didn't need it.
Man literally said you can activate traps from your hand.
Yeah, I know. I am man trap. 2 Lightning Storm. I never sided into that. I don't think I needed it. I don't think I needed it at all. Triple, is this on camera? Yeah. Triple anti-spell fragrance. This was for the striker.
No.
It honestly did good against Cyber Dragon though.
If you are not familiar, just a fun fact, anti-spell fragrance is actually like the anti is a very slight nod to Rihanna's last album. They are of course referencing.
That was 10 years ago.
Actually?
It was long.
No, it wasn't. It was 2015.
Whatever. Yeah, okay. Double warning point. This card's broken. I was main decking it. I sided this in every time though. Like it was these 3 and then these I sided in. And then Waking the Dragon. Because I'm silly. Silly boy. Silly boy. This dude was like, you sided in for like a 1-of? And I was like, yes. Because my luck, you draw that 1-of, and then you fired it off. But whatever, that was it. I like the way it performed. Right now, there's not much I would change. I'd probably main deck Ash instead.
Pretty solid. I liked it.
I think it performed. If you let this deck grind too long, like you just lost. It generates too much advantage in turn 3 and 4.
As in the opponent lost.
Yeah, they lost. Because it just generates so much advantage like turn 3, 4. So if I get to turn 3 or 4, it's kind of like over.
Yeah, and honestly, you're gonna be hard pressed as a OTK player to end it on that like first turn. Because I'm playing Cyber Dragon. I pulled out plenty of stuff. It's just there was enough disruption to keep me at bay.
Yep. But that's it for this one. Let us know what you want to see next time. Got anything to say? Give me a kiss.